Okay, welcome. Foreign domestic number 4. We're going right into Mexican cuisine, something that I love very much. And you're going to see tonight why I keep saying to different people that it gets a bad rep. People think that's greasy and heavy. It's not. It's actually be quite healthy. As you can tell over here by the beginning of our video, you can see all the vegetables that we're going to be using tonight. Fantastic stuff. Lots of nutrients. And that's why the food actually gets a bad rep. And it shouldn't, because it has all these beautiful vegetables here. So let's go through the kit, shall we? You're going to have your vinaigrette for your salad. The contents of your salad are going to be packed together. You're going to have cucumber, Campari tomatoes, half of your corn. I kept it whole in case you guys want to maybe char it on the grill or maybe just shuck it off and saute it off. Chayote, which is a squash. Red onions, they're already julienne for you, nice and thin. Okay? That's your salad. Plus your avocado crema that you're going to get it the day of. It has to be done fresh. That's why you don't have it here in front of you. Over here, you're going to have the contents for your salsa. You're going to have fresh cilantro, tomatillo, 1 Roman tomato, quarter up white onion, serrano from the nice folks from Brook Hollow Farms, some garlic, raw, and dried ancho. We're going to talk a lot about that tonight. And over here, this is the contents for your braising of the pork. Obviously, you're going to have the pork belly that I have here on a plate. It's going to be in a Ziploc bag for you. So for your braising of the pork belly, Roma tomatoes, some carrots. I even got this baby carrots for your organic, just so you don't have to cut it. Some thyme, more white onion, garlic, olive oil. There's going to be a little package with cumin and dried oregano, white wine, chicken stock, and then you're going to have pepitas or pumpkin seeds, and this beautiful local micro cilantro from Sprout Urban. Beautiful stuff. So the pork belly. So as you can tell, we talked about briefly. I always choose the ugliest piece for me. I want you to have it the nicest. So as you can tell, it is skin on, and we want that because we're gonna try to get the crackling going for you. And you have beautiful layers of meat and fat. Believe me, you're gonna want that. And so I got all this big piece over here for me. You are not gonna be dealing with that. Your piece is gonna be one piece. So here we go. Skin on, right? This part is already done for you, but I want you to see it. With a sharp knife, you're gonna go and score the skin. Nothing crazy, okay? As you can see that, nothing crazy. That is going to get all those flavorings in there. And I turn it so I get these pretty little diamonds, or whatever you want to call it. You see that? See that beautiful stuff? We want that. That's going to speed up the cooking, and the fat is going to melt and almost baste the inside of the meat. Again, this is done for you, but I wanted you to see how it's done for the future, okay? The future. Here we go. All right. Just so you know, my oven is at 300 degrees, and that's going to be on your recipe. Okay, so the tomatoes, always wash your vegetables. My vegetables have been washed by me already. I've washed yours, but I want you to wash your vegetables, please. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna cut them this way and that way. And we're doing this to cook the pork, okay? That's what we're doing now. Your oven is at 300 degrees. And the pot that we're gonna be using is a pot much like this. And as you can tell, I want a pot that the pork is gonna fit there, and it's gonna be nice and small on it, almost hugging the pork a little bit. Okay, I have the fire on that pot at a medium to high over there. So follow me over here, come on. So with the pot nice and high, medium high I should say, I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil. I'm gonna let the olive oil get hot. Then we're gonna use the carrots, the onions, the tomatoes, and then everything else within
order. So basically, when we braise something, you want to have the things that are harder go first. So the things that have less water content. Out of all these three over here, the carrots are it. So we're gonna go in here, and we want to have the carrots nice and hot. Okay, so you want to have good color on those. You're gonna see the carrots already blistering real nice. So we're gonna go ahead with the onions, okay? And kind of break them apart a little bit. Let them get color. You want a little bit of color on them, okay? That means that the flavor is getting extracted. That garlic went a little too early there. Okay? You're getting them nice and together there, and always just a little bit of the kosher salt there, little by little, little by little, little by little. And we're gonna get a little bit of color there, but not too much, okay? So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and get my garlic. This is what I do all the time when I use garlic. I put it up against the countertop and I crush it with my hands, okay? The garlic went. I'm gonna get a little bit of color, but not much, okay? My oven is under 300 degrees already, okay, kids? So it's gonna go, this all is something that should take you at the max 5 minutes. You're getting good color on the carrots especially. The onion, there's a little bit of caramelization here and there. The garlic, there's barely any. And we want now the tomatoes to go. The reason the tomatoes go last is because they're gonna give out a lot of water. So I want caramelization on that. Don't try to be a tough guy like me over here. You see this what I'm doing over here? That's pretty dumb. Don't do that. I just have years of doing this, so I'm a little immune. Put it down flat. And if you need to, use a spoon to kind of press it. And you put it there. Okay? You see the beautiful color that the garlic has? That's enough. You don't need any more than that. Okay? And you don't need to tend to too much of this. You're just getting them a little color. Alright? After the tomatoes have gone for a little bit, you turn, you see that? That's great. You don't need any more than that. And that in culinary school you learned that's called the Maillard reaction. You're searing things, you feel the flavor on them. Alright, so now I'm gonna do something that's gonna kinda, you're gonna be asking me, why are you doing that? You're gonna be taking the contents back into a plate or a little platter, because now, and we're not gonna take them all, just a little bit. Because now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna be searing the pork on it. So here's my pork, okay? And we're gonna go with salt on the pork. Inside first. This is not like a steak, okay guys? You don't need like a lot of caramelization. You're just sealing them a little bit. And a little bit more salt. And I'm gonna check it out on my spoon. Like Floyd Mayweather, look at that, money, beautiful. You just want a little bit of color, not much. I'm gonna put my thyme here. I'm gonna put my contents back in there. Everything that I've cooked already. The onions, the tomatoes, everything, okay? And to be honest with you, this is even better when the pork is on top of these vegetables. So they act like a little bit of a buffer in between the bottom of the pot and the meat. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead now and put in my cumin and my oregano. And you're asking yourself, oh wow, is this a pizza? Why are you putting oregano? No, Mexicans put oregano on a lot of their foods, and it actually gives a very good flavor to it. At this point, when you braise anything, you want to deglaze the bottom of the pot. So this is going to be a little steamy. You're going to go ahead and put in your wine. And I'm going to lower my fire. I'm going to lower my fire to medium. Okay? Again, try to put the meat on top of the vegetables. Have them act like a little diffuser, okay? As you can tell, there's liquid there on the wine. And now I'm gonna go to my stock. I'm gonna put enough stock to the rim of the meat. So what does that do, chef? I don't want the skin to get drowned on that stock. We're gonna try to get the skin as crispy as possible. So if you can tell, you see that right there? The liquid is right there. I'm showing this to you with a lot of detail because the circumference of your pots are gonna be different than mine, right? So if you need a little more liquid, you can add a little chicken stock that you may have, or you can also add a little bit of water. Won't hurt. Just put a little bit just to give you something. You see how the liquid now is bubbling up a little bit? It's simmering. That's what you want. You want it to simmer before it goes in the oven. It's got decent color. It's simmering. And we're gonna go ahead and put this inside the oven. Pardon me. And that's gonna take about 2.5 to 3 hours at 300 degrees Celsius. Oh, sorry. 300 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm sorry, a metric system. My fault.
Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and get into the salsa. Okay, let me show you your kit really quick for your salsa. You're gonna have your white onion. You're gonna have a few cloves of garlic, raw, serrano pepper from our friends from Brook Hollow Farms, beautiful local farm. Roma tomato, ancho pepper, dry. You're gonna learn how to cook this tonight. Fresh cilantro, and tomatillo. So the tomatillo comes in a husk. What you gotta do, you gotta peel it. Get rid of the husk. All of them, okay? And you're gonna see they're a little sticky. There's nothing to it. Feel free to wash it. I always do. But you don't have to wash the stickiness off of it, okay? Super simple. For this demo, you're gonna need olive oil, salt, a spoon, your knife, cutting board, dry towel rags, okay? A small pot of water. The water is gonna be warm to hot. And a nice cast iron or a French steel pan, something like that. The reason that we're doing the salsa now, the pork is about to come out of the oven. Okay, you want to do the salsa at least after when the pork came out of the oven. Reason being, because you may use some of the braising liquid to help process the salsa. Just a tad, not much. If we have enough liquid, we don't use it. If you feel like you can use a little bit of liquid for your blender to work better, great flavor. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. And there's gonna be a reason for it. Here's a pan. And you're gonna turn on this cast iron or the French steel pan at a nice medium to high heat, okay? In Mexico, that's called a comal. The comal is something that is either ceramic or steel, and typically is ceramic for you to roast vegetables and different things on it, okay? So this salsa in Mexico is called char salsa or salsa tatemata. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna roast all of these over here with the exception, obviously, of the cilantro, all right? And we're going to start. Those of you that don't like spicy food, I'm one of you. I don't really love hot things. They actually get me fun of quite a bit. I have a super low tolerance. So us folks that don't like super hot spicy food, we're going to learn how to take the seeds off of our peppers. And it's very simple. Okay? So come with me over here.
Okay, so our pans are getting hot. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take the top off. We're gonna go long ways with the pepper up against the cutting board. Carefully. Splitting halfway. And always make sure that your hands are clean after you deal with the interior of these peppers, okay? You don't know how many times you see cooks, young cooks, getting dealt with the wrong side of the stick on this one over here, or the wrong side of the pepper. My God, that was a terrible pun. That was horrible. I should stop while I'm ahead. This we're gonna do it later, okay? So here we go. A little bit of olive oil. As you can tell, it is smoking hot. I'm even gonna lower a little bit. And we're gonna wanna blister these guys, all right? Whenever you are looking, I went ahead and had washed the tomatillos and the tomatoes. And we're gonna be careful. This guy is gonna burn up a little bit, and I'm gonna show you what's gonna happen to it. Fear not. So as you can tell, everything is in a pan here. The serrano, the ancho, the tomatillos, the tomatoes, the onions, and the garlic. Okay? The only thing from the salsa kit that's not here is your cilantro. That's gonna be at the end. Okay? The tomatoes are split in half. Your onions are getting beautiful color. Everything is getting a little char. Those beautiful natural sugars are coming out nice. Now, your kitchen is going to smell very strong. My kitchen right now is smelling super strong. And you see that the anchos are blistering in your pot of warm water. The ancho is going to go here in a second. You'll learn. Look at the tomatillos. Look at the beautiful color. And I am going to go little by little, add a little bit of salt. Okay? All right. And if you can really notice the tomatillos, they are souffling up a little bit. They're puffing up. Okay? I'm sorry, the ancho. The ancho is puffing up a little bit. So follow me to the board over here. In a second, hold on. I want to get it a little harder. You're going to see how it's blistering and hardening the pepper. Okay? This will give a beautiful smoke flavor to it all. Okay. Let's go to the board. Put this tomato here. Get a nice even color. So we're gonna go right here. We're gonna take the top off. So the bottom of the top off, like that. And because I don't like much spice, I'm gonna go ahead and take care of the seeds off. You saw that, right? I took the top and the bottom of the pepper, and I'm gonna take the seeds off. The seeds of peppers is what gives super spicy flavor. So they were dehydrated peppers, right? They're dry peppers. But when I add and put in the comal, they kind of burn back to life, and I'm gonna do something else. So follow me. Now I'm gonna put in this hot water there. And that is going to almost like revive the pepper a little bit. It's gonna release all those beautiful oils and everything else. And little by little, I'm going to take the things that have been roasted enough, and I'm gonna show you how you see it. You see the tomatillo? You want on both sides. But this onion here is ready. The garlic is definitely ready because it does have a strong flavor when it's burnt. You want good char on it. but you don't want it burnt. See how if you get really close there, you're gonna see some blisters. Beautiful stuff. You can really geek out on this thing, guys. That's why I love this stuff way too much. Look at that. Alright, my tomatillo is almost done. I'm just giving like a little side char there. My tomatoes almost done. These guys are gonna provide lots of juice and sugar to the salsa. Okay, and look at the ancho. It's soft, and that water of the ancho is getting all those flavors out, and that water is going to help us blitz it a little bit. So I'm going to take it out. Let's see the tomatoes on the other side. Yeah, I'll say the tomatoes are pretty done as well. So at this point, I got done roasting my vegetables from the salsa. Everything was roasted, but the cilantro.
Okay, so perfect timing. All the vegetables in the salsa are roasted, besides, as we keep saying, the cilantro. Do not roast the cilantro. And we're going to be set up over here for a second for us to start processing the salsa, okay? But first, I wanted to show you the pork coming out of the oven. If I could only have you been able to smell this right now, which you're going to smell in your kitchen, this is absolutely fantastic. So the reason that I wanted this to come out at the same time as the salsa is because if the salsa gets a little bit hard to process, you can always chill some of the liquid from the pork and put it in the salsa. It's great flavor, okay? You don't have to, but if you want to, you can put a little bit here and there. Please be careful getting the salsa and the pork together. Always remember that whenever you serve the salsa to people that don't eat meat, there's going to have a little bit of meat product if you put some of the liquid in here. And also, when you put the pot from the pork out of the oven, use a dry rag so you don't burn yourself. So what we're going to do now, we are going to gently take the pork, which I have a very little bit of crackling on it, on the skin, and you'll be able to get it, okay? And it's just gonna rest there. And like I said before in the earlier clip, there's a reason why I got 3 little pieces, because I want you guys to have the nicer looking pieces. The other cool thing too about coming out, having the salsa being made at the same time as the pork's coming out of the oven, you can use some of these vegetables too, and it's absolutely ridiculously flavorful. For a while, I got to work in a Mexican restaurant, and they were doing things like that all the time, and it's just for sheer flavor maximus, I guess, if you want to call that. So we're going to keep this over here. The pork is resting. We're not going to touch that for a while, and we're just going to let it sit there for a minute. Okay? Let's start on the salsa.
So as you can tell, my pork is here resting. My vegetables are here. Okay, and I'm going to be using a immersion blender just for us to be able to see and talk to each other through this. You can use a blender. You can use a molcajete, the mortar and pestle, that is made out of a volcanic rock. It's fairly common in Mexico, El Salvador, Guatemala. Get this to your board, cut up a little bit, and start loading up the vessel that you're going to be processing this in. Okay, you can do this cold, hot. I prefer doing it hot and then chilling it so we can use it later. All right. I'm gonna put all the pepper, but notice that I don't have seeds there. If you really want the spicy stuff, put all the seeds in there. I'm not that guy. I like my stuff nice and tame, and I want to be able to feel my face afterwards. So to help out on the blending of it all, or the processing of it all, I'm gonna cut up this tomato, and if you can tell, they're breaking down already. See that? So they're gonna give decent body on the outside for the salsa, but the inside is completely broken up. All right. Now you're gonna be asking yourself, now what the heck? How about the ancho? So the ancho comes in too, and most importantly, another liquid that you can use on all this processing is a liquid for the ancho. So I'm gonna get some of the liquid in there. Throw the ancho in. Keep my liquid from the ancho blanching, I should say. And we're going to start processing this. And I want somewhat chunky, you know? You don't want it to be a paste. So at that point, I'm going to stop and I'm going to throw in my cilantro. I like a lot, so if I'm you guys, I'm using all the cilantro. But if you want to put in little by little so you can check it, please feel free. At this point, I'm gonna pause it so I can taste it. And it's absolutely delicious, but it needs salt. So let's pretend it's too spicy for you. What can you do? I will tell you right now, you can add vinegar or you can add lime juice. It's your call. I prefer a little cherry vinegar. Traditionally, is lime juice, but I would even tell you that possibly you don't put either, because the reason that it's so good, the salsa with the pork, is because the level of heat of the salsa together with the fat of the pork is going to cut right through it, and it's going to be a great, beautiful mix. So my salsa should not be processed anymore. And I want to see it. Look, you see how chunky it is? Why are you buying salsa? I mean, honestly, look at this. Look how easy it was. It is everything that's on a salsa. It's fresh, it's spicy, it's char. You got everything in there. You should not be doing anything else in the store besides buying all the ingredients for this.
All right, we're back. Now we're going to concentrate on our salad. I sent you the corn like this because I wanted you to have the opportunity, if you have a grill, if you want to char the corn in the grill, you can, or you can do it in a pan. So those of you that have been with us before, you know that I love my carbon steel pans or French pans, whatever you have, whatever you want to call it, sorry. Or you can also use a cast iron. I want you to make it, as you can tell by the smoke on it, hot. You're going to make that hot, okay? And as it's heating up, on a medium to high heat, I'm going to get the corn, put the flat part of the corn onto the board. It's not going anywhere. And away, the knife is away from you. You're going to cut up the corn. Okay? That corn is going to go in your salad. And the reason that the pan is there is because I want the pan to blister your corn. Okay? So I still have some of the olive oil going. And the corn is going to go in there. Nice and hot. And as the corn is in there, obviously, a little bit of kosher salt. So on that pan, hot olive oil, kosher salt, and you can hear it. Smack, crackling pot. Nice and hot. We're going to blister this thing. You hear that? That's what you want. Okay?
Okay, so that's what you're looking for. Corn has a little bit of color in there. There's oil there. Yeah, there's oil there, but it's fine because guess what? You're going to be doing a vinaigrette, okay? going to be using a vinaigrette, I should say. So let's cut up the other vegetables in your salad onto your cucumber. Okay? So the cucumber, the seeds, not much flavor in there. You're going to go down the center with the flat part on it. See how I grabbed it and the knife went in between there? That's what you're looking for, okay? Then you're gonna open up and you're gonna cut in the center of the seeds. Again, on the center of the seeds. I'm gonna move to the side and do this again with this other piece. Center of the piece of the cucumber, center of the seeds, center of the seeds. With that, we're gonna go like this. So this part is gonna go on the board. Pay attention. I'm gonna go right there. I'm gonna take the seeds off like such. Boom, my seeds are off. Again, boom, my seeds are off. Again, boom, the seeds are off. Now, you're gonna think of other restaurants that gave cucumber seeds and I'm gonna hate them for dear life, because I hate them. I think they shouldn't exist. Here we go. They have no flavor whatsoever. They get stuck in your teeth. There's no benefit in them. So, take the cucumber seeds off. I did this. I did all of them. Okay? See? Didn't hurt. With that, I want some crunch on the salad. I'm not going to give you a cut that big. I don't want to cut that big. I want to cut about yay big. Okay? The nature of the salad is that it's going to be crunchy. I want some body on it. It's a little rustic, okay? For those of you that had panzanella salad from Italy, this is very similar, or a nice Greek salad, the same. You want some crunchy on it, all right? Same thing here. We're gonna go all of them. I don't care if you want to do it crazy big. Be that as it may, it's your call. I will do it this thick. It's about what, 1/8 of an inch? Maybe 1/6 of an inch. This is my finger just to give you parameters. I do have big hands though. There you go. They're somewhat uniform. That's the cucumber. The tomatoes. Super simple. Center. Quarter them. Quarter them. Take the little tops off. Make it nice. You're cooking for the people that you love, hopefully. Make it nice. So that's, again, the tomatoes. Tomatoes. So you got quarters. You're going to cut the little top off. Again. 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 All right. The chayote, which is well known in South America and Central America, is a squash. Okay? This one, you're going to cut them a little thinner. All right? Has good flavor. It's a little bit of an apple-like consistency. I like chayote a lot. In my country, it's super well known too. And in Mexico, it does provide a great, nice canvas and lots of crunch. Okay? These onions, I sent these onions to you already, Julianne, so you don't have to worry about it. They're more for crisp. Okay? And these guys over here, that's your micro cilantro from the nice people of Sprout Urban. Beautiful stuff. So, you have your vinaigrette over here. Is a looser emulsion. Alright, so we're gonna keep going with the salad here. You're gonna go the cucumbers, they're already chopped up. Your chayote, your red onions that comes to you like this. You're gonna quarter your Campari tomatoes. And you're gonna have your blister corn, your vinaigrette, and over here, your avocado, okay? So, this is all for later. We're gonna get our plates, and we're gonna plate this baby up, okay? So, let's do this. You're gonna toss all of the containers together, okay? You're gonna put your cucumber, your chayote, and your tomatoes. and your onions. With that, you're gonna get your vinaigrette. Is a looser emulsion. It's not like the ones that, for those of you that were here with us before, this is not like the balsamic vinaigrette that you made or the lemon champagne vinaigrette that I sent you. It's looser, so you gotta combine a little bit. It's a citrus vinaigrette with agave, red wine vinegar, and olive oil. So there is acidity on this, okay? You want to toss it together, and you want to break up the chayote that gets together there. All right. With that said, you're gonna need a little bit of black pepper, a nice amount of salt, because all those things are very starchy. Okay? And always, always taste your food. Okay? It's nice. It's sweet. It's acidic. Maybe a little more salt. Okay. You're gonna get the avocado that I'm gonna send you, and you're gonna make like a little canvas, a little bed of avocado for them, for your vegetables, okay? Now, I'm gonna send you avocado that's gonna be on a very smooth paste, okay? Much smoother than this. Okay, so we put the avocado in there. The avocado is a smooth paste that you get. Now, all you're gonna do, you're gonna try to get a little bit of the oil out of there. And this is just a super hearty, colorful salad loaded with nutrients in here. This is a lot of vegetables and no leaves whatsoever. Not that leaf vegetables are bad, they're not, they're fantastic. But this, to me, is a lot more attractive health-wise than just a bunch of leaves. You have lots of great vegetables there, lots of colors, all those cool antioxidants that we look for. And you want some of the vinaigrette there. This is not your typical salad that you want to have. You want to have all the stuff nice and pretty and dry. You want some of the vinegar there. You know why you want some of the vinaigrette there? Because it's going to fight with the fatness of the avocado. It's great stuff. Okay? So, with the chayote, the cucumber, the crispness of the red onion, the sweetness of the corn and the tomatoes, this is super complex, a lot more complex than it gives itself to be. So with that, we're gonna put some cilantro, stuff that's locally grown over here. You're gonna see some of the seeds on cilantro. You're gonna ask yourself, what are these seeds? It's coriander, actually. Coriander is the spice that gives room to cilantro. So this salad, if you really think about it, is almost like a Greek salad. Has lots of the vinaigrette, has a chunk of the cucumber and the tomato. There's a lot of different flavors in there. I hope you enjoy it.
Okay, so we're back. So let's talk about some of the ingredients of why this dinner is actually a lot more authentic than some people may give credit to. They may think this is just another guy doing a Tex-Mex dinner, and that's not it at all. I'm trying to stay as true to what I learned in true Mexican cuisine as I can. So we're using some beautiful things. First and foremost, our local growers and producers. The queso fresco that I'm sending you with is for your black beans, which we're going to talk about the next. The queso fresco is from Mary's Dairy, and Mary produces amazing stuff. Queso fresco, um, other cheeses, sour cream, yogurt. She's every Saturday and Wednesday at the Winter Garden Farmers Market. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Cream, milk. So she made us all the queso fresco you use. Okay. With that, let's talk about the beans. Mexican beans are a lot different than what we get at a run-of-the-mill Tex-Mex restaurant. Typically, they're just onion, garlic, beans, and epazote. Epazote is a herb that has loads of medicinal purposes to it, or medicinal background, And you got started putting the beans because it was a good digestive um, medicine, if you will. It slowed a lot of things down for the Mexican folks, and especially during the pre-Hispanic occupation. There's a huge movement of Mexican cuisine called the prehispánico. So it's before the Spaniards got to Mexico. They were very true to the earth and to what they got from it. And that's why you see so many vegetables on this meal tonight. Corn, obviously, is the father of them all, right? It's granddaddy of them all as far as Mexican cuisine goes. So for this meal, you're getting these tortillas, which I believe yours are going to be made from another corn, but also, nonetheless, corn from Oaxaca, Mexico, organic, local heirloom corn from Oaxaca. And the fine people from Hunger Street are making the tortillas for you. So these tortillas are going to be made for you tomorrow morning, Friday. And they're going to be picking up and dropping off your way. These are from a typical yellow corn, and yours, I believe, are going to be on a little bit of a tint of pink. Delicious stuff. Once you smell this, you're going to smell what people say, oh man, it smells like Mexico. This is beautiful things. You're also going to get a line for you to play a little bit with your salsa and your meat on your taco. And awesome, beautiful, fresh micro cilantro. And you're gonna see little brown pebbles in there. It's not it. There's the coriander seeds. They keep it over from Sprout Urban, local microgreens farm that we have here in Ocoee. So I just really wanted to go through everything with you here that you're gonna get. You're getting some beautiful, beautiful stuff tonight. The beans that you're making, that you're eating, I already made for you. And I would recommend you hit them up and put a little bit of the queso fresco on top before you eat it with them. It's rich, it's delicious, and the flavor that you get from the beans is from here. It's from the pasote. You find them all the time on the true Mexican stores.
Okay, so as you can tell, my comal, which in this case my French steel pan or skillet, whatever you want to call it, is nice and hot. Over here I have a paper towel, slightly damp on top of a plate. And you see on my hand, I have a nice little bit of paper towel fold up. Gotta be careful with this. This over here is not wet. The one that's wet is on the plate. So we're gonna put a little bit of olive oil. It's hot. You're gonna hold the pan. You're just gonna, almost like you're spreading the olive oil a little bit more. Okay? And that is because we're seeing how hot it is. And we're gonna throw in our tortillas for a sear, okay? So gently, and you're gonna do this little by little so you don't burn your beautiful tortillas, okay? Another one here. So it's a medium to high heat on these guys. And sometimes you get lucky and they start puffing up a little bit in between. So both edges, they puff up. It doesn't happen all the time, it's sometimes. So if it happens to you, don't freak out, it's good. And man, I'll tell you what, this smells absolutely fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. So the beans that I sent you with, have them hot at this point. There's a reason for it. So you can complement a little bit as you're eating your tacos, you're eating a little bit of the beans, and you get a little bit of the tortillas and you're dipping on the beans. It's beautiful. Really homey, delicious stuff. Let's see if it's gonna puff up. I feel like it is. This one is puffing up a little bit. It is. See that? See that give? It's puffing up. It's separating one side from the other. It's fantastic stuff. So at this point, if I'm making all the tortillas, I'm sticking them over here and I'm folding it. But at this point, I'm not. And I'm just gonna make 2 tacos for me to show it to you. Okay? Come over here with me. Here we are. The pork has been resting for a long time. I have my salsa chilling in a little sense, and here you go, pork belly tacos that you braise. And I tell you what, dude, this is amazing. This looks incredible. I almost said something else, so forgive me, those of you with a faint hearing. Look at that, you have 3 different textures. The top that's crispy, yummy, and a little bit of a different texture there. At this point, I'm gonna put it right here on the plate. And true taquerias, watch my lime here. We're gonna go long ways. And you're gonna cut a little bit here and a little bit there. So we with your taco. I have my salsa here. Tatemata or char salsa. And look, if you're worried about the ancho being too much for you, add on little by little, you know what I mean? And put a little bit of the cilantro in there. I gave you enough for it. You can put some of the salad and some of the taco. You can even put some of your queso fresco. And my lime fell. So here we go. A little bit of the lime. It goes a long way. I'm excited, man. I'm not mad. This is absolutely delicious. I think you guys are gonna really like it. You're gonna be proud of yourselves. You did something so authentic and so simple. Straight to the point. This thing is freaking fantastic. I hope you love it as much as we do here. You learn yet something new. So thank you so much for coming. Thanks so much for supporting it. Hope to see you in the next one. This is freaking awesome.